Hi, everybody. This is Derek Smith. Welcome to part 5 of the webinar. And with me and my mom, Brenda, and our special guest, Dr. Karyn Harvey. We have our lovely book of the Dr. Karyn Harvey's book.
Yep, we do. We happen to come across this. We keep it on our shelf and we use it quite often. But what is the book titled?
Positive Identity Development.
And we thought maybe it'd be a good idea if you kind of helped Derek and myself kind of understand.
Or around the folks that needs.
And everybody else that's watching as well, understand what we mean and maybe ways that they can build it for themselves as well as their loved ones.
Oh, thank you so much for showing everyone my book and for being here. And you know what? You don't ever have to call me a special guest again because I'm so lucky to be with you guys. I can't tell you. And yeah, I want to be one of the gang. I'm really excited to talk about this idea of positive identity development because what I believe is that it's really important to know who you are and have a sense of who you are. And that's what the term identity means. Identity means that who are you? And how you feel about yourself. Right. Who I am, how I feel about myself is my identity. So what I've noticed with, being a psychologist and doing lots of therapy with folks for many, many years, I've learned that sometimes when people have a disability, an intellectual disability, that sadly becomes their identity. They start to feel like that's who they are, when that's a horrible, right? I mean, it's like, oh, I'm just the person who has a disability, or I'm the person who, I'm only in this kind of class and with these people. And that's not who you are at all. Right. You're a person of many different sides, many colors, many aspects, right? And just take you, Derek, you're amazing. You're somebody that helps the elderly, that you're a volunteer for the elderly. You're also, a member of your church, an active church member, that's so wonderful. And you're a worker and you work at a gym, right? I mean, you have so many different roles that you play that are all very positive and very important, and a dog daddy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I look at myself, okay, I have different roles that I play. And let's imagine that I have a bad day, which sometimes I have. We all have bad days.
Right.
On my bad day, oh, there's my cat. Bad day. I'll show you my cat. This is Lucy. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucy. Oh, she doesn't like that. She bumped her head by accident.
Ow.
Okay. But let's say today, but you would label me, that was a bad thing, the woman who bumps her cat's head. It's the cat abuser. And let's say, oh, it looks like she's forgiven me. But let's say that I am the person, because I treated my cat badly today by accident, because she bumped her head when I tried to pick her up. She bumped her head on the table here that my computer is on. I am a cat abuser. And that from now on, everybody talks about me like the cat abuser, and they talk about my bad behavior with cats. You say, oh, Karyn Harvey, she has bad cat behavior. You know what she did? She bumped her cat's head. And you better not let her around cats, and you got to watch her. And then maybe they write a behavior plan for me about bumping cat heads. And then maybe they say I shouldn't work because you never know, I might bump people's heads, and it just snowballs. And that becomes who I am. And that is a horrible thing to do to a human being. That is a horrible thing to do to any human being, to label them by a mistake they made on a bad day. And yet that has happened to a lot of people.
Mhm.
A lot of people I know, right? People talk about their behavior. People talk about what they did wrong. People talk about what they can't do. There's
Right.
a whole lot of things I can't do, but I hide them.
Mhm.
You guys know, right? Like I can't do Facebook Live. It did not work.
Well, or cook.
Oh yeah, terrible cook.
Yeah.
It's disastrous. So, but you don't have to know that about me because I can put up a good front like, hey, I'm Dr. Karyn.
Yeah.
You don't have to know any of that.
Mhm.
And everybody should be able to show the world what they can do and who they are and should be able to believe in themselves.
Right. Mhm.
And we make the difference, right? Because if we say to them, yeah, you're somebody amazing, like in your case, wow, you have the patience to volunteer for elderly people. That's amazing to me. I can barely handle my mother. So I really admire you. And that's quite a skill. I know it takes so much patience. And that's who you are, you know? So if we can really talk about our good points, and if the rest of us can point out each other's good points and say, hey, Derek, that's amazing that you have that kind of patience. And you're also really good with your dog. You take such good care of your dog. And
Mhm.
I know for a fact you're really good to your mom
Yeah.
because you guys are really close and you have a great relationship and I have seen that for myself. And you have so many cool things about you. And that's you, who you really are. So positive identity is looking at the positive of who you are and then learning to really believe in yourself
Mhm.
and see that that is your true self, that good and strong part of you that wants to do something nice, that wants to do something creative or wants to try something new, whatever it is, that's who you are.
Mhm.
That's a positive identity. And I don't care who it is on the planet, there is a positive piece of them and there is something in them that is good,
Mhm.
right? I'll tell you what happened to me. My father died very suddenly and in a really kind of bad way and in a very
Mhm.
strange circumstance. And he had a heart attack, but like a lot of bad things were going on. And I had friends and I had, friends who said they were really sorry and a husband who was supportive for about 2 weeks. And then everybody's like, okay, you're good now, right? But I'll tell you who really got it and who supported me for months as I kind of went through some tough stuff were the people that I was supporting who were labeled as having an intellectual disability. There was a group of them that were so kind to me and so understanding of what I was going through that would just pat my hand and hug me and ask me how I was doing with real concern and say, are you okay today? Like, got it. On an emotional level, when, even a month or two later, I was still really struggling. They were amazingly supportive, my kind of circle. And I had my circle of friends and I had different circles of different friends, but those folks were actually the most sensitive and kind
Mhm.
and opened my eyes. I was like, wow, you get me and you get human suffering and you get what it's like to really struggle.
Mhm.
And I just had a whole nother level of respect. And then I understood, wow, these guys are like amazing survivors with incredible compassion who were there for me.
Mhm.
So who are you really, right?
Mhm.
Compassionate, kind. We all have to figure out who we are and build on that, not what we don't do well. We can't build on what we're not. If we're all of us can look at the things we can't do. If I just every day thought about what a bad cook I was, I would be so depressed
Mhm.
that if I only thought about that, I'd feel worse and worse every day.
So I have a question about I think for families or people that are in the profession of supporting people with disabilities. How do they build that positive identity? Is it as simple as noticing what people do well, or is it helping them have different experiences? What ways can they build that for people?
That's such a great question. Thank you so much, Brenda. Well, a lot of it is making a decision, deciding that you are somebody and you're going to grow and you're going to enjoy your life and you're not going to listen to the negative people, but you're going to do everything you can to develop yourself and work on yourself and build on your strengths. So that's a decision, number one. Number two, I think, and I really believe that therapy helps a lot. If you're really struggling with that issue, you know, to see a good therapist. And I have a bunch of workbooks in that book that have actually are posted for free on a website, pid.thenadd.org, that people can do. Yeah. And now I have some new ones that will be out in my next book, hopefully. But those workbooks are also helpful, and you can do those with friends and with anybody. And really just trying to believe in yourself and surrounding yourself with people who believe in you. And if you have a negative friend that's always telling you what's wrong with you, that's not a real friend.
Right.
And you don't need to be listening to that person. And maybe you need to walk away from that person, because our friends affect us. And if you have some really good friends who really help you and you help them, those are the people to spend more time with.
Yeah.
And I think friends help each other see themselves in a good light.
Yeah.
You know, friends are really important, because if we just sit in our house and think, oh, I would like to do this, but I can't. Or I would like to do that, but I can't, then you won't, right? But if you try. So I've been impressed with Derek, how you got doing all this stuff online, how you've got this dance party and now the sing-along party, you know, and how you reached out to me, and how you're doing Bible study, and you're doing so many things online that are incredible. Book club, you know, because you're taking risks, you're taking chances. And then you see yourself and with all you can do, and you believe in yourself that way. When you take action, you're able to believe in yourself. And even if we can't physically go to a group right now, we can do it through computers. We can do a whole lot. We can do it with our phones.
Yeah.
You know, we can do a lot. And I think you really, really teach us that. You've really shown us that with all the things you've got going on. And so we will be able to do lots of things. We're just probably going to be doing them a little differently.
Just let us know if you have any new books for us to, think about.
There's one that's supposed to be coming out, and it's called Trauma and Healing. And I'm hoping AAIDD will still be able to publish it. Of course, we've been catapulted into another dimension of reality, so we don't know what's happening in that dimension.
Yeah.
If books will be published in that dimension and what else will be going on, or which books. But, thank you. Trauma and Healing should be coming out, hopefully, at some point.
All right. Thank you for talking about this again. We'll talk again whenever we can. So.
Next week, probably.
Next week.
Huh?
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
This is the highlight of my week.
Well, ours too. We look forward to it. And I can't believe it's Monday again. It's like, oh no, we can't do that. We've got our talk with Karyn.